It's the Road to World Cup 26 podcast, your deep dive into everything FIFA World Cup every single week. Part of the Global Sports Podcast Network.
Welcome to Road to World Cup podcast. Well, Ken, I say this every week. Every week it's getting closer. And would you believe it? Every week it is getting closer. Not long to go now. This is episode 52, mate. 52. Yeah, 52. We're doing well. We're a couple of days late on this, I'm afraid. That's because Ken has been working away in Portugal again. So he was unavailable, but he's coming back. You're looking in good nick, mate. Beard looks trimmed and all of that. You're looking in good spirits.
Thank you very much.
Do you have a
still
good time?
In the office, still working in the office, pulling the late one in.
Yeah, that's good.
It doesn't really matter. I mean, it's light outside, isn't it?
It makes such a difference, doesn't it? Now that it's spring, now the clocks have gone back, forward, wherever they went.
Spring forward, fall back, mate.
Yeah, that's the one. And the nights are a lot nicer, and everybody feels better for it.
And World Cup is merely 2 months away?
Yeah, we're getting now. The interesting thing about this is that we're getting close to that period of time where players who are getting injured towards the end of the season are now fearing big time for their place in the World Cup. Now, there have been a couple of massive injuries to World Cup players that we're going to come to in a little bit, but it's the kind of smaller ones. Like, if you do your hamstring, you pull a hamstring, or you pull a thigh muscle. Normally, you go, yeah, that's fine. World Cup's ages away, but suddenly an 8-week period of recovery.
Yeah,
you're out. You're either out or you're not. You're going to miss the first couple of games potentially.
If you were a player playing for a mid-table team, 2 games to go before the end of the season, and your place is assured in the Capo Verde team, would you be pulling a sickie?
Yeah, I don't think you'll find players going full out. If they've got nothing to play for at either end of the table or in the cups, then I think as a coach, to be honest, I would understand. I would be tempted to have a conversation with that player and go, mate, if you want to just take it easy, do so.
Yeah, I think that would be a sensible thing to do. Or say, I think I've had a dodgy omelette.
Yeah. You will see that, won't you? I mean, I think without a doubt, players will suddenly become, ooh, my toe hurts.
Oh, yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm still feeling it. So, who can blame them, to be honest? It's the biggest stage in the world.
Yeah, for sure.
And for some of these players, they'll never play there again. So, good luck to them. Yeah,
we normally start this podcast, Ken, with a very, very quick run over how Wrexham and Derby are doing. And we didn't do it last time. So we've got a couple of weeks worth to catch up on. So very quickly, it's all kind of still to play for. I mean, Southampton are on the rampage. They tanked you lot 5-1 at your place, then beat us in the next game at their place 2-1.
Yeah, they're on their way.
And then they won again the other night. So they've gone.
They're in the playoffs.
So they might even go up automatically. Ipswich lost in the week, and so Wrexham's still in 7th, Derby's still in 8th, but we are sort of 4 or 5 points behind Hull. The pair of us.
But Hull are capitulating.
Wobbling. Yeah, they're wobbling.
They're having a proper old wobble, aren't they?
Yeah. So I don't know. What's your sense? My sense about Derby was when we lost Southampton at the weekend. That's probably it.
Yeah, I think it's all over for Derby. Doesn't help that obviously we'll come to this. They've lost Aguiman. I think Derby have had it. I think it's between us and Hull, and I think we're going to do it. Obviously,
really, surely not.
It's Hollywood, isn't it? It's Hollywood.
I watched you against Southampton. You were awful.
Oh, dreadful! But it's Hollywood.
And actually, I'll tell you, I watched you against Birmingham as well at the Sunday. You were dreadful then. Yeah. Birmingham, who are not a great side by any stretch of the imagination, won very comfortably.
Yeah, but yeah, we are having a proper wobble as well. But I just think it's just a Hollywood ending, isn't it? We qualify for the playoffs with the last gas goal by our goalkeeper, and then we go up to the playoffs into the Premier League. I mean, it's Hollywood.
Yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen.
Let's hope it does.
No, I don't think it will. But let's hope it doesn't.
But yeah, I think Derby have blown it.
Yeah, probably. Well, I don't know. The funny thing is, Derby have got Oxford at home on Saturday. And now Oxford are at the bottom of the table, but they are fighting for their lives and playing well. They're on a very upward trajectory. But you'd hope to get 3 points out of that. It's a bit difficult game, but you hope.
No, that's the kind of game Derby drop points at.
Yeah, it's kind of 1-1 game.
Got Derby written all over that.
Yeah, and that really would signal the end. But win that, and if Hull lose and they're at home to Birmingham, then it's the gap from Derby to Hull's only 2 points. All of a sudden, so that's not insurmountable, but it's going to take a lot. We've got to win our last 4 games this season, and that includes going away to Norwich, which
can't see it. Just can't see it.
Well, that gives me joy because most things you can't see normally happen. Right. Okay. We've got lots to get through. Lots of news going on, really. We're going to be talking about the cost of things dominating the agenda again. It's not tickets this time. It's travel, would you believe? We're going to talk about tailgating, which is an interesting one because tailgating is a huge part of American sport culture and psychology and things they like to do. If you don't know what tailgating is, we'll come to that. It's not what I thought it was when I first saw this story break a couple of days ago, which is driving very closely behind somebody.
That's what it is in the UK.
That's what it is in the UK. Yeah, it's not that in America. So we'll go through that. A couple of bits around Italy's hopes are still alive. We're talking about the new Ghana manager, and we've got a great little story to end the podcast, which should send an absolute shiver down the spine of all. Well, I was going to say England fans, but Scotland fans, I think, even more.
All football fans. It's gone under the radar a little bit. But if this story kicks off, it'll be forget war in Iran. This will be the big story in the world.
Well, yeah, I don't think all football fans are going to be bothered because some of them it won't affect. But we'll come to that anyway later on. So let's just kick off then with.
This will bring down the government, mate.
Well, something needs to. Where am I? Yeah. Okay. Do you mean the UK government or the USA government?
I mean the UK government.
And the UK government. That's fine. In that case, yeah, definitely something does need to. Right. Here we go. We have talked a lot about on this podcast. We've talked a lot about the high price of tickets, but thinks everybody. Well, that's okay because at least we'll get to and from games cheaply because as we know in Russia in 2018, then. In Qatar in 2022, as we know, if you've got a ticket, you can travel on public transport for free. So, we'll save a bit of cash on that, even though we're having to fork out for the tickets. Not so. So, news this week that let's take New York as a good example. So, a train journey from Penn Station in Manhattan to the MetLife Stadium, which is in New Jersey, as we know, which is
New Jersey.
Well, it's spelled J-E-R.
New Jersey.
That's how you pronounce it if you're from New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Okay. The last time I checked, it wasn't spelled Joisey.
Sorry, go
on. That would normally cost you $12.90.
That's fairly chunky in its own right, isn't it?
It's 18-mile journey. It's all right. It's it's fairly. It's not cheap, but it's neither ridiculous. So yeah, you go. Okay, what? I can do that. It's 18 miles. It's like a lot of these stadiums are out of town. Bit of a pain to get to. So yeah, we'll do that. Yeah. Ooh. However, it has been announced this week that New Jersey's NJ Transit unit are instead of charging $12.90, are going to charge $100.
Why not? What? Make it $1 million. Make it your house.
Yeah. Well, it's getting that way, isn't it? So if you want to go from the middle of New York, from Penn Station down to the MetLife in New Jersey, it's going to cost you $100 just for the train.
I know.
I mean, listen,
crazy.
If you've got money to waste on the ridiculously high ticket prices, I don't suppose another $100 is going to matter to you. Oh, by the way, it's another $100 back unless you want to walk 18 miles. So it's going to cost you $200 to get from the middle of Manhattan out to the game and back again.
I know, crazy.
$200. So for a family of four, I know this is a ridiculous argument because no family of four could possibly afford tickets to go to a World Cup game. But for a family of four, it's $1,000 just to get a small train.
Well, it's 800 to be honest. I know you.
Oh yeah, it's 800. Yeah, the family of five though is 1,000.
I mean,
and woe betide if you're a family of 20 because that is really going to get the wallet.
But there are no
800. Sorry,
there are no concessions. There are no concessions for kids. There are no concessions for seniors. you're paying $100. Now, that sounds, it's an interesting story, isn't it? Because, I mean, this is the rip-off World Cup, isn't it? I mean, this is the rip-off
Without it,
World
it
Cup.
is now, yeah.
And we've coined that phrase now. It's the rip-off World Cup. Welcome
Yep.
to the rip-off World Cup podcast, everyone.
Yep.
So, and it's $100. But there's the argument, there's two sides to every argument, aren't there? And the argument that in fact, it's Mikey Sherrill. Mikey is a lady, by the way, who is the governor of New Jersey. Okay, it probably speaks like that.
Is that near New Jersey?
Yeah, New Jersey. And she's saying, nobody asked us. Nobody asked us. You know, it's going to cost $48 million to lay on the transport for all the fans to get to World Cup. We're not going to leave the New Jersey people picking up that tab. That's an argument. Now, there's a counter argument to that. The counter argument to that being, when the original 2026 host city agreements were signed, it was on the basis of free transport for fans. They got the gig of running the World Cup based on the premise that they were going to supply free transport. Now, FIFA said, okay, that might be asking a bit too much. They still signed that deal, mind. But FIFA then said, well, actually, they relented a bit and said, actually, no, you've got to supply transport at cost to our fans. Well, you know, unless they're actually setting, you know, carriages and horses to take them to the stadium, $100 just doesn't sound like at cost.
I'd like to see them get over the Hudson River in a carriage and a horse. I mean, obviously there's the bridges, but I had images of them just trotting over the water.
Yeah.
How many carriages and horses could you fit on the ferry? Not many at one go, would you?
50.
You couldn't. Right. Okay. Yeah. There's also another counter argument to your counter argument. So this becomes a counter argument, which is actually, although I kind of get that, I'm going to come on to a great quote from one of the Democrat senators from New York City here. But before I do that, the other counter argument is actually New Jersey businesses are going to benefit from this. The bars, the restaurants, the shops, the
why
hotels.
You get the World Cup. That's the deal, isn't it?
So to say that we're not going to leave New Jersey residents picking up the tab, well, that's fine. Well, then maybe they shouldn't profit by skyrocketing hotel prices. And I bet restaurants are the same and bars are the same.
Exactly right.
I don't really have a lot of sympathy for them.
But they do point out that FIFA's making an awful lot of money out of this.
Well, here's a quote that gets to the heart of the matter, Ken, in my opinion. This is a quote from the Democrat senator, New York Democrat senator, a guy called Chuck Schumer. They have great names, these politicians, don't they, in America? Yeah. Chuck Schumer's a great name. I like that.
Yeah.
And he accused FIFA. Well, let me just read you out his quote, because I think this kind of gets to the heart of the matter here with all of this. So let me just read you out what he said. He said, FIFA is set to reap nearly $11 billion from this summer's World Cup. Yet the New York area commuters and residents are being handed the bill. NJ Transit may be forced to charge fans an eye-popping $100 plus for a train ride that normally costs $13 because FIFA's hosting agreement dumps added transportation and security costs onto states and cities, while FIFA keeps the revenue from tickets, broadcasting, and concessions. This is not a partnership. This is a shakedown, because World Cup tickets already cost fans a fortune. I'm calling on FIFA to step up and cover transportation costs for host cities and states. That, to me, I think gets to the nub of all of this. Yeah. They'd agreed things like, because do you remember we talked on this podcast a few weeks ago about the security row going on in Boston?
Yeah,
and
Foxborough Stadium.
Yeah, for the Foxborough Stadium. That's right. And because FIFA wouldn't cover security and all this blah blah blah. This is the same sort of story. So what he's saying is essentially FIFA aren't putting their hand in their pocket, yet they're taking all the money. They will take all the money from tickets, taking all the money from merch, taking all the money from revenue, from advertising, broadcasting, etc., etc., etc. And they're leaving the host states and towns to pick up the tab for everything else. It's just not right. And I like that quote from Chuck Schumer.
It is a good one. But coming back to your point, the counter argument, which is actually, I wonder what the fillip, if we can put it that way, to the
You see, is he a senator as well?
yeah, for the economy of of Boston or New Jersey will be from all these fans spending fortunes. I mean, massive boost to that economy. So that's probably going to go up by a couple of billion as well. So hey, it's there's a lot of money swirling around, but I think it is. I think it is a bit unrealistic for FIFA to expect these places just to lay everything on free of charge.
I agree with that. I also agree that it's unrealistic to absolutely inflate the charges to the level that they are being inflated.
Guess
There
what,
we are.
by the way? Guess what, before we move on?
Okay.
How much does it cost at, I think it's MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, to park your car?
It's going to cost during the World Cup $225.
$225 to park your car.
Yeah, at MetLife. And I mean, this is not, and it's slightly cheaper. I mean, Boston have done the same, by the way. So for a train journey that usually costs between $8 and $20, in Boston's going to cost 80. And likewise to park, it's $175. So it's not just New Jersey and New York.
It is really,
and I think
Cup,
other World Cup states and cities will look at this and go, oh, okay, yeah, we can do this.
And this is, by the way, going to affect England and Scottish fans, isn't it? Because that's where they're playing most of their games. It is a complete rip-off. I mean, if you're going over to World Cup and watching 4 or 5 games, you're going to be parting with thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds.
Yeah, for not very much.
Not very
in return.
Much. No.
So let us know what you think about this. Let us know, because I'm really keen to know what you think about this. Drop us an email, roadtoworldcup26@gmail.com. roadtoworldcup26@gmail.com. Let us know what you think. Is this fair? Is it unfair? And has this now officially, as Ken and I, from this moment on at 6:15 UK time on the 16th of April, branded this the official rip-off World Cup 2026.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, we should change the name of the podcast for this edition to Rip Off World Cup.
Yeah, maybe. Right. Okay. Let's move on. I thought you were going to play the sting then, but you didn't.
Do you want me to?
No, it's okay. It's too late. Play it after the next bit.
Okay.
In a moment, we're going to talk about tailgating because that's become a big issue and a big story in the last 24, 48 hours, really. But a couple of snapshots of news first. Ghana, and this is of particular interest to Ken and I because they are in England's group. They got rid of their manager, only in the last couple of weeks, which is a curious one because they'd done really, really well.
Yeah, qualified for the World Cup.
To qualify for the World Cup, and it's a bit odd, isn't it? Getting rid of your manager so close to a competition.
Well, we've seen it with Morocco, and we don't think it's going to do.
Yeah, but I think Morocco was extenuating circumstances because of the chaos and fallout of the AFCON final. But Ghana sacked Otto Addo only 72 days before the competition started, just because they'd had a little bit of a bad run of form.
Yeah, we had a couple of bad friendlies, didn't we? Was it Germany?
Yeah, well, they lost 5-1 to Austria and 2-1 to Germany. Losing 2-1 to Germany is no disgrace unless they put out the under-12s. Losing 5-1 to Austria is not great. But even then, it's curious. But what they have done...
Do you think, though, that they saw an opportunity to get a...
Yes. I know exactly what you're going to say here. There's an opportunity to get a man with vast experience,
who happens to be available.
Yeah, I think there's probably an element of that, and they've gone out and gone that. So actually, I quite admire. I feel for Otto Addo, but I quite admire the Ghana FA's guts and determination and ambition here, because they've gone out and got Carlos Queiroz.
Yeah,
and he is a man with vast experience, and he's had lots. This will be his 5th World Cup. He's previously managed at the World Cup with South Africa in 2010, Brazil 4 years later, Russia 4 years after that, Qatar 4 years after that. So he's managed in the last 4 World Cups with different countries. Yeah. And this will be his 5th consecutive World Cup with a different country as he manages Ghana. And I think it's a really clever move, this, by the way. I think it is smart. And it gives them, I'm looking, from through the lens of, okay, England have got to play them. It makes it a much harder game because they're going to be harder to beat.
I think so. I mean, there's a counter argument to this as well, isn't there? Because he's not going to know the players. He's just not going to know the players. The players aren't going to know him. I think there's definitely upside. He's a very accomplished manager. I mean, he was Real Madrid manager. He was assistant manager at Man United. He's got vast experience. He knows what he's doing. He'll have a system and he'll get people to play to it. I just do think it's a bit late. I'm not sure this is going to work out. I've got a feeling this may backfire, quite honestly.
Really? Okay. In what way?
Only in the sense of I just don't think it. You know, those two friendlies have been played. I don't imagine there's a lot more friendlies to play before the World Cup, if any.
No, there's a couple. There's a couple when you get out there.
Yeah, and I just don't think he's going to have enough time to actually understand the dynamics of the squad, understand his best. He won't know his best team, and I just think it's too much to ask. Really, he's 73 years of age. I mean, that's older than you. No, it is.
That's yes, it is older than me. Yeah, of course, it's older than me by quite some way, but it's not much older than you. So let's just get that bit nailed from the start. Now, you're right, except World Cups are. I mean, look, I know Thomas Tuchel has now signed an extension for England, but when he signed his contract to England, it was like 18 months for the World Cup. Managers get appointed for 6-week tournaments. That's what happens. And if you're tournament experienced, tournament ready, and you know your way around a World Cup, which, let's face it, is not like any other tournament in the world, because you are together for 6 weeks, cooped up in the same hotel. There's so much more than the football to consider. Experience, in my view, experience counts for so much when it comes to World Cup. Whether you're having experienced players around a camp, whether you've got an experienced manager. And I'm not saying Ghana are suddenly going to go and win or even qualify. What I'm saying is this will make them a better team, and therefore, if you're Croatia or if you're England, not necessarily Panama, in that group, it sets more of a challenge. That's my point.
Okay, it's an argument. I think it goes the other way. It'd be interesting to see. I just think it's an opportunistic move by the Ghanaian football authority, but I just think it's too late to give anyone a chance to make that work, quite honestly.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, if it doesn't work, mate, Otto Addo will be a bit like you, sitting there looking smug, smoking his pipe and stroking his beard.
He will. He'll say, "You should have kept me on." That's, by the way, exactly how he speaks. Exactly how he speaks. Oh dear, Nick's
making me laugh here.
Nick's choking.
You're making me laugh too much.
Do you want to sting? Do you want to sting?
Yeah, play the sting. Let's play the sting.
I'll tell you what. Before I do that, I'm going to actually no idea what the advert is.
What a great impression! What a great impression of Otto Addo that was. Do it again.
Should have kept me on.
You didn't say it that way at all.
Anyway. So by the way, the Road to World Cup, the Rip Off World Cup podcast is sponsored by Bionique. Bionique. They produce. I haven't got the advert in front of me. They produce stuff. No, they don't. They produce supplements specifically designed for your body, not just anybody. They create supplements that are tailor-made for your particular individual needs. Because you know what? If you just buy off-the-shelf supplements, you might be getting too much of the stuff you don't need, maybe not getting enough of the stuff you do need. So go to Bionique, follow the link, get 50% off your first order. Your body will be very, very pleased you did.
You've got to pay off right. Well done.
It's the Road to World Cup 26 podcast, your deep dive into everything FIFA World Cup every single week. Part of the Global Sports Podcast Network.
You were saying
listening to Road to World Cup in partnership with Bionique, the world's most personalised supplements, because your body is unique.
That's what I said.
No, you didn't. You just said they sell stuff. What they do is sell off-the-shelf supplements, which means, you got the rest of it right, to be fair.
Thank you.
It's tailor-made. It's 100% tailor-made supplements.
100%.
Designed for your body, not just anybody, crafted to deliver precisely what your individual body needs. And I know what your body needs right now, mate.
Thank you very much.
So, as Ken did say, and he got this bit right, click on the link on the show notes for 50% off your first order. And your body will be pleased that you did. Right. Now, tailgating, if you don't know what tailgating is, well, I thought it was when, as it is in the UK, well, maybe in your world, mate. Mm-hmm. In the UK, tailgating means driving behind somebody far too closely and in a dangerous manner. That's what tailgating is. So when I first saw the story or the headline a couple of days ago saying outrage as FIFA bans tailgating in America for the World Cup, I thought, but surely that's a good idea.
Health and safety.
Your health and safety. You don't want people driving around dangerously. That'd be catastrophic. The amount of collisions and car crashes would go through the roof. So well done, bravo FIFA. How foolish did I look when it turns out it means something entirely different in the USA? Ken, what is tailgating for those who are unaware?
It's driving way too close. No, it's not. It is a phenomenon that particularly is you see at NFL games where fans park in the car park. I'm not sure they're paying $225, by the way, but they park in the car park and they have a party. They have a party in the car park. So there's food, there's drink. Everybody drops the back of their station wagons, or whatever they call them. And all the mates come over and, hey, hi, how you doing? Are the Patriots going to win this week? Whatever. They have a massive party for about 2 or 3 hours before the game.
You should explain. That's why, before you carry on, that's why it's called tailgating, because you drop the tailgate of your van.
Correct.
And have a barbecue and food and drink.
Barbecue, beer. It's great. Absolute phenomenon. It's all part of the NFL tradition and ritual. And that's great. Apart from, looks like certain stadiums may be frowning on tailgating for the World Cup.
Yeah, now there was a thought that FIFA, this was another sort of FIFA miserable, let's make more money out of fans moment, when it emerged a couple of days ago that they had, or it had been reported, I should say, it didn't emerge and nothing emerged. It was reported that FIFA had banned it because it had emerged that at MetLife that it wasn't going to happen. And everybody jumped on FIFA. Now, FIFA released a statement, which is quite unusual on this, because FIFA doesn't normally release statements on stuff. But they did release a statement on this saying FIFA does not have a formal policy that restricts tailgating, in brackets, eating and drinking around parked cars in stadium areas, close brackets. The statement goes on to say this. However, site-specific restrictions may be imposed in alignment with host city public safety authorities in certain venues based on local regulations. So essentially what they're saying is it's not up to us, it's up to the host cities and the authorities. So they're literally kicking the ball right back to the organisers. Now, this, if you take the MetLife, for example, I think the sense is that there aren't going to be. It's not like the NFL where you have hundreds and hundreds of fans. The majority of car parking spots will already be taken up by FIFA and people who aren't what I would call football fans. Do you know what I mean? Not ordinary fans. So that's limited. And B, I'd very much expect and think, with dollar signs flashing in their eyes, that FIFA want people eating and drinking in the stadium where they get the money. They don't want them eating and drinking outside the stadium where they don't.
Well, there's a couple more things to add to that as well. There will be designated fan areas in the car parks. There'll be commercial agreements and arrangements made for that. And what they won't want is people bringing their packets of quavers and cans of beers to eat themselves. That just won't be part of the commercial arrangements. So I think they'll be encouraging fans to eat in the designated places, which are probably charging $45 for a burger. You know, that's going to be part of rip-off World Cup, isn't it? So I think that'll be part of it. There's also going to be significant, much more significant than NFL games, requirement for space within the real estate, if you like, of car parks for things like broadcasters.
That's what I mean. There's not going to be that many car parking spaces available.
No, it's not necessarily going to be a particularly safe place to eat and drink, really. But yeah, so I suspect they haven't banned it outright, clearly, but I just don't think there will be any. And to be honest, who's driving there paying £225 to open the tailgate and
I think otherwise. If I'd paid $225 for a parking slot at the MetLife, so I'll be there at 6 a.m. I'll be staying there all day, all night. I'll get my money's worth.
Yeah, no,
I'll be taking breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah, but
I wouldn't be moving until I absolutely had to, because I want to squeeze every cent out of this $225. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, that's fair comment. But no, but I don't think it's going to be a thing, because I think most people aren't going to be driving there, quite honestly.
No, because they're going to be paying $100 plus to get on a train for 10 minutes.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that probably is. Oh yeah, by the way, if you're going and this is starting to panic you, and you're thinking, no, 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 it's all right. Don't worry, Ken and Nick. Don't worry. I'll get a bus. Bus fares are going up similar amounts as well, so you could be
Obviously.
paying $90 to get on a bus. By the way, just to cheer you up even more.
I reckon this presents a massive opportunity for the New Jersey mafia, don't you? I mean, Sopranos they're gonna hire a little bus, aren't they? Charge people €45 or $45 rather
Yeah,
to
they're
drive
not
them
going
to
to
that
charge them
life.
euros, are
No,
they? Yeah.
dollars
Well,
just to
like
drive
shuttle
them there.
buses
You
and all
can make a
that.
fortune. Can you imagine a
You
little
could.
shuttle bus? We should go and have a Road
We
to
should
World
do
Cup
that. To be
shuttle
fair.
bus, shouldn't we?
Yeah, we should do that. Yeah,
Yeah,
should we do? We can go and we can do podcasts from it whilst we're there,
yeah,
and just run
yeah,
shuttle buses to and from
yeah.
the stadium.
$30 burgers rather than $45 burgers. I mean, we could clean up. We probably
Yeah,
would end up cleaning up though.
I think we'd probably find
The
ourselves with
Yeah,
concrete slippers at the bottom
yeah.
of the
The,
river,
the the
don't we?
Pennsylvania State Penitentiary will be cleaning up in there, I think, for a while.
Yeah, yeah. I'd like to see you in there, Ken. How long would you last at the penitentiary in Pennsylvania?
Well, I don't know. If put a bit of lipstick on and a bit of eyeliner, I reckon I could be quite popular.
I think you could. I don't even think you need the eyeliner.
Moving
Right.
on.
Okay. Yeah. Moving swiftly on. So tailgating, we don't know. It's going to be up to the individual. I mean, it's worth saying that actually some stadiums already ban it. I think this is turning into a bit of a non-story, to be honest with you, because certain state it doesn't already happen at places like Seattle because they've got their stadiums right in the middle of town. It's a kind of city centre stadium, isn't it? So they don't have it anyway. It's only these places that are outside where you kind of have to drive to get there normally, or most people
Yeah,
do drive to get there.
yeah.
And I think the initial kind of outrage on this 24 hours ago is dissipating, and I think people have realised it's a bit
It's
of
an American story, really.
yeah.
Most of the people are going from around the world are not driving around in a car and about to tailgate, are they? And most of the fans are not going to be American, I don't think.
Well, we'll see. Okay, so there is that. Right. Now I'm going to turn my attention here to. So last week, in last week's podcast, we had my good colleague from my journalism days, Raymond Notarangelo, on the podcast. He is great because he is half Italian, half Scottish, and we were talking about Italy's collapse and failure to qualify for the third World Cup in a row. First ever former champions to fail to qualify for 3 consecutive World Cups. There might be a route back, might there not, Ken? Tell us what is going on.
There's a rumor. I will not put it any
I don't know.
stronger
I
than
think it's
that.
more than a rumor. No, I think it's more than a rumor because it's been reported as talks are being held.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
is that a rumor or is it?
yeah. Well, I don't know. I still class it as a rumor because I think it's a grossly unfair thing. Now, we should say at the outset of this is all dependent on Iran not taking part in the World Cup, and there's more news on that, by the way, today. But
Well, do you want to start there? Why don't we start there?
well,
Why don't we
only
start
in
there?
terms of Gianni Infantino is saying they're definitely going. They are definitely coming for sure. Iran will travel to the US for sure. Now, the war in Iran has got kind of there's a kind of been a a 2 week kind of ceasefire. So things are calming down a little bit in that area. But Infantino is still adamant that they're gonna play. I still don't think they will, by the way. But he hasn't rang me. He hasn't asked my advice. He seems to be absolutely certain that Iran are going to take part in the World Cup, and he's doubled down on that today. So that seems to be his point of view on that.
Yeah, I mean, that's his line. I think he has to say that. I just don't think he can say anything else at this stage. I think whilst it's a bit of a wait and see. I see Mexico this week have kind of reiterated, look, we'll host them, no problem. We'll have them if you want to move the games. No, we'll sort that out. But yeah, I saw those comments from Infantino, and well, as you know, I come down on the other side of this. I think it'd be good if Iran played. I think it'd
No,
be
it
good
would
for
be
them.
good. I want them to. I
And I
just
think
don't think it's practical.
yeah, there's still a chance, But yeah, anyway, so go on the basis that Iran don't play.
Yes, there is talk of an intercontinental playoff involving two UEFA teams. Why UEFA? I don't know. And two teams from the AFC, which is where Iran, Asian Football Confederation, where Iran came from. Why they just can't replace them with the best team out of the AFC, I do not know. Or maybe they want Italy to qualify. So there is talk about this intercontinental playoff where 2 teams from UEFA would play, 2 teams from the AFC would play, and then the winners would play each other. And the winner of that would qualify for the World Cup. Now, if they did it, and presumably they would do it, based on world rankings, the 2 top teams who have not qualified from UEFA on the basis of world rankings are Italy and Denmark. I should have the 2 most highly ranked AFC
from Asia. So it's the UAE, and Saudi Arabia. So Saudi Arabia are at 61st, are the highest ranked Asia team who haven't qualified yet.
Okay.
The reason why also those would be good choices are those are the 2 teams that got furthest in the qualifying campaign before being knocked out. So Iraq knocked out the UAE in the final qualifying game to take their place. So if they're not going to give the UAE that place automatically, they're going to have this thing, and they need another Asia team. Presumably, it'll be Saudi who are ranked 61st.
Yeah, that would make sense. It all sounds a bit last minute, but if Iran don't play, well, the interesting thing about the story is if Iran don't play, obviously you need a replacement. If they are talking like this, that's telling me Iran aren't going.
Yeah.
If they're having these serious conversations about actually, let's have this, think about this intercontinental playoff, Iran aren't going.
It probably just tells us that they're getting ready for just in case, aren't they?
Yeah,
at the moment, they're just. I mean, sooner or later, look, you're going to have to make a decision on this. Sooner or later, it's going to have to be either yes for sure or no for sure. I mean, you can't suddenly go the week before the World Cup starts. No. Oh, I'll tell you what, let's have a 4-team competition and whoever wins goes. I mean, that's just really unfair on everybody. So you're going to have to sort this out.
Why UEFA?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't have no idea. It's really weird.
Unless it's just like, oh, come on, Italy. Come on, Italy. Walk through the door. Come on.
Yeah, well, we've said on the last podcast, didn't we, that Italy should have been an absolute must for USA. I mean, it's just full of Italians.
It is.
And there's so much Italian heritage in the USA, particularly in New York, that it just seems wrong that they're not there.
Yeah.
Is this an attempt to get Italy in?
I don't know. I mean, to
be honest, I don't think they're going to. They probably wouldn't beat it. They probably wouldn't beat any of them.
They wouldn't beat any of them. No. But I mean, is it a coincidence that it's Gianni Infantino? I mean, I'm just Gianni Infantino in charge of FIFA. I mean, I'm just saying, isn't it a coincidence? It's Gianni Infantino.
Was that an Italian accent? Right, I see it again.
Yeah, Welsh, actually.
Oh, no, I was just thinking he's not from Denmark. What are you on about?
I'm just saying. It's a coincidence, isn't it? Gianni. Hey, Gianni. Anyway, there you go.
Very good, mate. Yes, well, who knows? I mean, look, there's no depth. There's no depths not to be sunk for UEFA, for FIFA's weird thinking and reasons, made up reasons to make things happen, is there?
Yeah.
They just make up stuff because it suits their agenda all the time. So I don't know. It is really interesting. Maybe it is just talk. Maybe it is they're just fishing around for what happens if. But I would have thought what happens if is pretty straightforward. If Iran don't go, then you just promote the next Asia team off the rank. And for my mind, that should be the team that got furthest in qualifying.
Correct. Unless your name is Gianni Infantino.
Well, there is that, isn't there? There is that. Sad time. Listen, a couple of before we go on to finish with the quiz, a couple of sad bits of injury news featuring World Cup players, both bizarrely based in the UK, and both bizarrely, even more bizarrely, suffering a very rare but same injury in the space of a couple of days. So, firstly, Patrick Adjeman, the Derby County striker who plays for the US men's national team, has broken through to the men's team only in the last sort of 7 or 8 months, but seems to have, I think, it's not it's A, B, and C, with his form for Derby this season, where he's played ever so well, had pretty much, I think, nailed that last striking place on the plane. I think he's performed really, really well, and he's one of the few shining lights out of the recent couple of friendlies that the USA played. Anyway, he injured. He had a very serious Achilles injury.
Mm. Were you
In
at the game? I was at the
yeah,
game.
I
Were
was at
you
the
at the
game.
game?
Yeah, I
It
was at
looked
the game.
very innocuous, didn't it? They always do. The worst
It was
injuries
totally
always
innocuous. He jumped
worst
up.
injuries always look innocuous, don't they?
He jumped up. He landed. And he went down. And the interesting thing about it is players and people who've had this injury before will tell you that you feel this pop as if somebody's kind of kicked you.
Mm.
And the interesting thing, I was watching this when it happened, and the interesting thing about Adjuman is that when he went down, he held his hands out and he looked around to the referee as if I've been kicked, ref. Don't I get a free kick for that?
Mm.
But nobody was anywhere near him.
No. He's on his
So
own.
really, really unfortunate for Patrick. I mean, we've got a vested interest a little bit because he's one of ours, and he's going to miss the vast majority of next season as well, which is such a shame for him.
It is a shame,
Really
'cause he
nice.
actually
He's
does
such a
look the
nice
part.
lad.
He's a proper central striker. I mean, he would have done some damage, I think, at the World Cup.
Yeah,
I'm
if
sorry
you-
for him. Very sorry
Well,
for
you say
Derby,
you say
because-
you say he's a proper central striker. I actually think he's more effective on the left hand side. But if you don't know, if you've never seen him play, you don't know who he is. He's big. He's strong.
He's
He's
a
like a
ball.
battering ram.
And
He's
he's
really
fast.
quick, and he just bounces fullbacks out of his way.
Yeah.
When he gets moving, and he scored 11 goals this season. He's had a very good season in front of goal as well, and everything was just heading in the right direction for him in his first season outside of US football. He came from Charlotte FC, having only played there for a couple of years out of college. So yeah, sad times. And then
Who, by the way, I mean, they talk about Haji Wright from Coventry replacing him, aren't they? It's the obvious.
I think so. Yeah, that would mean that would be the natural that would be the natural choice.
But I'd have Aguiman above Wright though, and
Yeah.
it's a real pity for him and actually a pity for Derby, because if you're going to have a decent World Cup, you added another 10 million onto his transfer fee next time.
Yes, I think so, and I think he may well be one of those players that that Derby might have cashed in on if there was a good
100%.
good.
100%.
And the other,
Anyway,
I
good
mean,
luck
look,
to
there's two, I mean, in terms, yeah, good luck to him. I hope there's a recovery. I mean, in terms of the US men's national team, those kind of last striker spots. I mean, you've got Haji Wright probably. I mean, Josh Sargent left Norwich in the transfer window in January to go to Toronto FC in the MLS to try and recover. Because this time last year, you probably would have said Sargent was a bit of a shoe-in.
Yeah, you would.
But his form this year for Norwich hasn't been great. He left in January to go and play in the MLS at Toronto with a view to just having a final push to try and get himself in Mauricio Pochettino's thoughts. I don't know. I mean, look, Haji Wright's had a very good season in Coventry. They're going to win the championship. They've been an outstanding side. There's a really good team to watch, and I would imagine that's where it's going to be headed.
Yeah, 18 goals
we'll
this
see.
year, I think.
But yeah, if that was odd, unusual injury, blimey, 2 days ago, Hugo Ekitike, the French forward, again another player who's in the last few months broken into his national team. He's broken into the French team. He did exactly the same, playing for Liverpool in the Champions League.
Yeah.
And it was a similar kind of thing where nobody was anywhere near him. He went to set off on a sprint, hit the deck. He couldn't work out what had gone on. If you look at this, it's so sad because he just tried to get up and he's kind of looking at his foot going, what the hell's happened here?
Yeah.
So he tried to get up and move and his foot, my foot doesn't work. So he sat down again.
Yeah.
And that was the end of it. It's same injury, Achilles injury, out for 9 months.
Yeah,
it's very sad. Very sad.
Very sad because he had a chance. He's a great player. He had a chance.
I think he's undoubtedly would have been in the French squad, and he had a chance of starting. He's had a good season at Liverpool. He's played well, and just very, very sad news. Another young player. So we wish Hugo and Pat all the very, very best, lads. Look after yourselves, and hope to see you back on the pitch as quickly as we can.
Here.
And maybe now that we are as close as we are, Ken, we should maybe do a little sort of injury watch every week because, as I say, we are getting to that stage where even what I would call fairly minor injuries, I don't mean, no, they're not minor injuries, but injuries that 3 months ago you go, well, that's okay, I've got plenty of time to recover.
Yeah.
I'm out for 6 weeks, which is not a long time in football in terms. A lot of injuries you're out for 6 weeks with. They might do you for the World Cup. Yeah.
A strain could put the end to your World Cup hopes, couldn't it now?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't need a Achilles rupture. You just need a strain now.
Yeah. So we'll keep an eye on it. Maybe do a little segment of injury watch into our podcast.
Let's do that.
Okay. Right, we're going to finish the podcast as we always do. Kenny's quiz. It's everybody's favourite time of the week. So play along at home. Shout the answer out on your mobile phone.
There is a bit of news we need to come to before the end.
Oh no, that's going to be the last bit. Yeah, that's going to be our last little bit. It's a great little story.
Very concerning indeed.
Ken, I've got 3 questions for you.
Okay.
The first question is on World Cup history and records, and I want you to choose an answer question between 1 and 7.
Okay, I'll have.
And I think you might have had some of these before.
I hope so. Number 7. Still get it wrong. 7.
You've had this one.
Yes.
You've had this one. Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll get it wrong. Don't worry.
Which goalkeeper holds the record for the most saves in a single World Cup match? You had this about 2 weeks ago.
I haven't had this. I haven't had this one. I haven't had this one.
Yeah.
Who's at the record for most saves in a World Cup match?
I normally do quite a bit of research on the World Cup quiz, but I got home quite late from work today, and I was out all day the last 2 days. So I'm just. If you think
I've had that before, you better give me a different one.
No,
I have no idea. Most saves in a World Cup match. I don't know. Peter Shilton.
No, I'll give you a clue. He did play in England. He did play in. Did he play in the Premier League? He must have played in the Premier League. Yeah, he played in the Premier League for Everton.
Oh, he's an American keeper then. God, what's his name? What's his name?
Everybody around the world is shouting the answer out right now because they know this.
Oh dear me! I'm not getting his name. It starts with a G, I think.
Okay.
I don't know.
No. Okay, mate. The answer is Tim Howard.
Tim Howard.
Doesn't start with a G. Otherwise, that'd be Jim Howard.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah.
That's his brother. He wasn't very good in goal.
Oh dear. So
Tim Howard, yeah, he made 16 saves for the USA against Belgium in 2014.
How the hell is anyone supposed to know that?
Well, you should because you had it a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that's the only reason I would.
Okay,
so
it gets easier from there. Round 2 is modern era, 2018 to 2022.
Okay.
Pick between 1 and 5.
4.
Number 4. Which team beat Argentina in their opening group game of the 2022 World Cup?
Oh my God. Saudi Arabia.
It caused massive shocks all around the world. Saudi Arabia is the right answer.
Yes.
Very good. Very good. And a round on the current World Cup champions. Pick me an answer between 1 and 10.
3.
Okay. Oh, no. Are you sure?
Yes, 3.
I'm not happy with this. Right. Who was the manager who led Argentina to their World Cup victory in 1978?
Oh my God. Chain smoker. He was a chain smoker. What is his name?
That wasn't actually the question. That wasn't the question, but I've made it a bit harder because the other question's too easy.
That wasn't the question.
No, I've made it. No.
What kind of system is this? Pick a number 1 to 10, and you pick up 3, and you change the question.
Yeah, but that was too easy.
No,
I'll ask it to you anyway.
It starts with a C. His first name starts with C.
But if you get this right, you've done well.
Oh, I think I know it though. Carlos, someone.
Queiroz.
No. Oh my. Well, I can't take up to 5 minutes thinking about it. It starts with a C. His first name does.
Okay.
Absolutely picture him.
Okay, so he was Cesar Luis Menotti.
Menotti. Yeah.
It does begin with C, but I'll ask you the proper question then.
Okay.
So who is the manager who led Argentina to their 2022 World Cup victory in Qatar?
I don't know.
He's still the manager.
I forget. I don't know.
Oh me!
You're
the host of Road to World Cup podcast, and you don't know who the manager.
We've got a ton of information to know.
You don't know the manager.
Carlos Menotti, I should have got. Who was it?
It's Lionel Scaloni.
Yeah. I'm not getting that.
Wow, Kenny, mate, that's a bad 2. I mean, in the realm of 2-1 defeats, that's pretty poor.
Yeah, that was.
I think you should have got that last one, but there we are.
I should have got Menotti. No, I'm more likely to get Menotti than Scolari. Was it? No, who's
the current manager? Lionel Scaloni.
Scaloni. Yeah. Never getting that.
No, really? Okay, fair enough.
Never getting that. Anyway,
well done at home. Well done at home. If you did, well done at home. Right, Ken, what's going on? What's going on? Why should England, Scotland, and every single World Cup fan, barring quite a few from countries where this won't matter, be shaking in their boots?
It's the Straits of Hormuz again.
Oh, not that again.
Yeah, Straits of Hormuz, which could be responsible for a very, very serious situation in the World Cup, which is this. And in fact, the statement has been made by I think the UK minister for I'd drink that if I were you right now, because it seems that the Minister of Industry or Trade in the UK has said that reports and rumours that there will not be enough carbon dioxide to fizz up beer for the World Cup because of the situation in the Straits of Hormuz is overstated. But the very fact he's come out and said it's not an issue, guess what, guys?
Normally means it is an issue.
It's an issue.
Yeah.
And we're going to run out of beer in the World Cup, Nick.
Oh, my word. Well, unless you are from a certain northern part of England where you just drink rubbish flat ale, yeah, there's going to be where they say you don't need carbon dioxide because it's just kind of.
I like that kind of beer.
Yeah, you like that stuff, don't you?
I like flat beer, yeah.
Ugh, it's disgusting. Yeah, no beer at the World Cup because all the carbon dioxide needed to make it is stuck on a ship in the Strait of Hormuz.
It's terrible. And you know, carbon dioxide gets used in all kinds of things. You know, when you open a salad up and you get that little kind of this, when you open it, there's like the stuff in it. It's kind of air. It's not carbon dioxide. No, it's not salad. They put carbon dioxide in order to keep things fresh. Meat gets you know when you open a steak, there's carbon dioxide in that.
Yeah, but look, saying, "Oh, bad news, football fans. There's not going to be any salad at the World Cup."
Yeah,
isn't really a story. Bad news, football fans. There's not going to be any beer at the World Cup.
Yeah,
is a story. But you know what, Ken? You know what? You, my friend, have just solved the world war crisis.
Have I?
You've just done it. Because, well, all you've got to do now, who's going to be most upset by this and who can sort this out? Send in the Scots. Send in the Scots to the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah.
They will get it sorted.
Yeah.
They'll get all the carbon dioxide out because they're not having no beer at the World Cup. Thank you very much. That's all it takes. Never mind Donald Trump and his blockade.
Won't they? They'll batter people with their sporrans.
Yeah. They'll be like that part of the bit of start of Braveheart when they're not start of Braveheart, but Braveheart. You know when they're about to start the battle, and they all turn around and lift up their kilts.
Yeah.
And of course they wear nothing under their kilts.
Yeah. That's
all. That's all they need to do. Get the Scots over to the Strait of Hormuz. They'll get the carbon dioxide out.
We cannot have a World Cup without beer, can we? It's impossible.
Oh yeah.
That would bring the government down. I'm telling you, if England get through to the quarterfinals and there's no beer to drink, honestly, the people will be going to the House of Parliament with pitchforks, like something that's a medieval Dracula film, and chanting for the head of Keir Starmer. Well, we do that anyway, don't we? But
I thought that already happened.
Everybody does that anyway. But yeah, oh god, it'd be chaos.
Yeah, just imagine. So there you go. There we are. That's a great little story to end on, by the way. Yeah. That's a great little story. And we're definitely 100% keeping an eye on that.
Absolutely.
Over the course of the next few weeks. Suddenly makes me a bit more interested in the Strait of Hormuz, which quite frankly has just become a bit of a drag story, hasn't it? Yeah. Something needs to happen on it. Yeah. Right. Well, it's not a drag story. I'm going to try and put some petrol in the car. Blimey. Right. Okay. Ken? We're done for the podcast this week. That was great. There's loads of information there.
I enjoyed that.
Anybody listening to this, thank you for listening, by the way. You're well up to date with all your World Cup news. You don't need to spend any time whatsoever now thinking, wonder what's going on in the World Cup at the moment, because we've just told you.
Thank you for listening to the Rip-Off World Cup podcast.
Yes, this is the Rip-Off World Cup podcast, indeed, as it shall now be known. We'll no doubt be back next week with more tales of price woe.
Did I ever tell you, by the way, about that time when I bought that perforating machine?
Go on, Ken. Tell me about the time you bought a perforating machine.
Complete rip-off.
Why did I get rid of that tumbleweed? I needed that tumbleweed sound effect back for that.
Oh, people
Right,
are
thank
going to
you.
be laughing at that all week.
Yeah, okay. Thanks very much, everybody, for listening, and look forward to having your company again this time next week. But until then, look after yourselves, look after each other. Goodbye.
See you soon.
It's the Road to World Cup 26 podcast, your deep dive into everything FIFA World Cup every single week. Part of the Global Sports Podcast Network.